Hello! Okay, so for today's math lesson, I hope that you started with our flashcards about the US coins, just as a little reminder. Here are some items that you are going to need. You're going to need your 1 to 30 chart. You're going to need either 30 pennies, 30 fake pennies, 30 real ones. You can also just cut out the pennies that I put inside our packet. You need your math journal, scissors, and glue. Okay, you'll also eventually need your whiteboard, so you might want to get that out. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is we're going to open up our book to the next available page. Remember, this is your language arts and math journal. So I open it here like this. Now I want my 1 to 30 chart, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully cut out my 1 to 30 chart. So you should pause now to make sure you have each of your items all set up. And also take a moment to cut out your 1 to 30 chart. Okay. And I'm going to finish gluing and then I'll be right with you. Okay, so now we're all glued, and I just glued the title there. I don't know. I thought it looked better. I think you could probably tell it's 1 to 30, but still. So what we're first going to do, just for practice, because anytime you can take an opportunity to practice a skill while you have something in front of you is always a good idea, and then we'll move to the actual topic that we're going to be studying today. So you need all those pennies, so get them ready. And what I'd like you to do is to put a penny over each number. So you're going to put a penny over every number all the way to 1. And so you should pause me now so that you can do that. And I am going to pause so that I can complete my chart too. Ta-da! Okay, so we've completed, we're filling it in. So the skill we're going to practice first before we move to the adding 1 skill is counting backwards. So most people can do 10 to 1, but can you do 30 to 1? So let's practice. As we count, we're going to move a penny. So make sure that, you're trying to be a little bit careful. If you need to, you can move a little slower than I am. That'd be fine. So let's see if we can say the number before we move the penny, and then we'll check it. Oh, I just didn't follow my own rules. Oh my gosh. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Now, I want you to take notice of each of these numbers from 20 to 29. The first digit is a 2. You hear that 20 sounds like 2. And then the second digit goes up by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you can count down from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you're doing is adding the 20 part in the front. Okay, so let's keep going. 19, 18, I gotta move these away. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Those might be the most difficult ones because they don't follow the pattern like the 20s do. So you might even want to go back through and practice again. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Now, rocket ship countdown. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Good job, guys. Okay, so we practiced that. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to move my paper down, and I'm going to move my coins down, and I'm going to put my whiteboard beneath it. Yours does not have to look like this. The reason why Mrs. Smith has to do it like this is so that you can actually see as I'm using both items. So I'm also I can move my camera a tiny bit more, but I really don't have as much space, so it doesn't have to look like this. So now you need your whiteboard. You need a marker. Remember, at home you can use any color you want. And what we're going to do are a series of tasks. So on maybe Wednesday of last week, we practiced, Mrs. Smith wrote notes for herself, but she's lost them. We practiced counting and adding 1 to a number. So we were doing adding 1. So we were making number sentences where we added 1. And we used Unifix cubes or Legos or whatever blocks you were using. Remember, we'd make a train, and then I'd say, all right, add 1 more. And then what we were supposed to do is take the number we know in the train and use the next number. So we're going to do this as a very similar activity here, just using coins. So just a different way to really firm it up in our mind. So we are going to first cover up and show 8 pennies. Okay, so if at any point you need to pause me, please do so. That way you can catch up to where I am, all right? Now we're going to make a number sentence. We're going to be adding to the 8. So we're starting with 8, and we're going to be adding to it. In fact, we're going to be adding 1. So 8 plus 1 more becomes 9. All right, let's try it again. Oh, I forgot to get myself an eraser. Hold on. Back with an eraser. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to keep these because our next number is 12. So I'd like you to pause me now and cover up and show me 12 pennies. Here we have 12 pennies. So let's make a number sentence. How many pennies are we beginning with? 12. What if I told you we were going to add 1 more? Notice the addition symbol and the equal symbol. Now we need to find out what 12 plus 1 more is. Here are 12 coins. Adding 1 more, now we are at 13. Okay, now instead, I'm going to remove all these. We're going to do slightly different skill. Now we're going to make a blank number sentence. I'm going to read you what the number sentence should look like. You're going to draw the number sentence and then check it with mine. Okay, here we go. 4 pennies plus 1 more penny equals. So be sure you write it now before I do. 4 pennies plus 1 more penny equals. Let's show this using our pennies. 4 pennies plus 1 more equals 5 pennies. Did you get it right? Okay, erase your board. Make a blank number sentence. Keep calling it a number chart. Remove your pennies. There were 11 pennies plus 1 more equals. Please write your number sentence. 11 pennies plus 1 more equals. 11 pennies plus 1 more equals. Show me 11 pennies on your number chart. Plus, so here's 11, plus 1 more. Now we have 12. Okay, let's keep going. Remove your pennies. Getting harder. Make a number sentence. Blanks. Start with 17 pennies. Add one more. Equals. Start with 17 pennies. Add one more. Equals. Do you find yourself counting as you're placing the pennies? That's a great, especially counting in your head, is an excellent skill to practice, especially since when you're practicing counting with the pennies, you're moving them one by one. So a common error when we're counting is to do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll notice that I actually only have 3. So when I'm counting, I need to make sure that I'm just touching 1 each time. Here I have 17 pennies. Add one more. Now I have 18. Okay, erase your board one more time. Move your pennies off the paper. Let's start with a blank number sentence. There were 25 pennies. Plus one more equals 25 pennies. Plus one more equals plus 25 pennies, plus one more, 26 pennies. If you have someone with you, or you could just do yourself, I would suggest you challenge yourself. Have someone, or you just do it on your own, start with a certain number, add one more, and make a number sentence that matches. Okay, so now I'm actually going to put away my pennies. And I'm going to close up my book and put away my board and my marker. Just as a quick reminder, do you remember who's on the penny? It is our 16th president. Hold on, it'll get brighter. Just hold on 1 second. He was well known for wearing a tall black hat. He wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. This is Abraham Lincoln. The penny is worth 1 cent, written .01, and there are 100 of these in $1. If you look on the back of the penny, you can see a monument. This monument is located in Washington, D.C. Who do you think is honored in that monument? Yes, it's Abraham Lincoln. And if you look really closely on the inside, on the center of the Lincoln Monument, you can actually see a faint indent. That faint indent is where his giant seated statue is located. This monument is a building, but it's an open-air building. And you walk through those pillars, the columns here, and inside is a giant, giant statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting down to honor him. And you can see it also says 1 cent. Okay. All right, guys. So now what you need to do, please, is find your math book. And you're going to open to page 101, 101. And I'm going to pause to fix my camera, and I'll see you there. Back again. So here we are on page 101, and if you probably remember the strategy by now, I'm going to read to you what to do. Then I will pause my video and complete my page. You should pause your video and complete your page, and then you'll check your answers with mine. Please say and write this number. Write it 2 more times. Mrs. Dorado brought 10 apples, like Johnny Appleseed, and 2 cookies to school. The children in her class ate 6 apples. Draw a picture and write a number sentence to show the number of apples Mrs. Dorado has now. So as you do this, I want you to circle the part that is important to the math in your picture. So remember, you're going to draw a picture of everything that they stated here in the question, but you're also going to make sure you circle in your picture what you need to be using in order to complete the math. Please also make a number sentence and write down how many apples are left. Finish this shape pattern. Extra credit. Can you add color to the shape pattern that follows the same pattern? So add color to it that follows the pattern. And extra credit, can you make this pattern using your A's and your B's and your C's? Not that you may need A, B, and C, but using your letters, make a pattern. Next, write the number that is 1 more. How many pennies do you see down here at the bottom? Draw 1 more penny. How many pennies do you see now? Make sure you draw the penny, the side of the penny that would be next in the pattern. Okay, see you in a moment. All right, so here we are to check our work. We have 31 and 31. Let's look at 31 and let's say what 31 is. 31 is 3 tens. Remember those tens blocks we've spoken about? And 1 1. 3 tens, 1 1. That's what 31 is made of. Now we go to Mrs. Dorado and her apples and her cookies. It said that she had 10 apples and 2 cookies, and then the children in her class ate 6 apples. So you can see here that I circled the part that we have to do the math with. The cookies don't matter, just the apples. And then I crossed out the 6 that the children ate. Remember, we do not erase when we're drawing things like this. And because 6 went away, it is subtraction. 10 minus 6 equals 4 left. Here is our shape pattern. It is an A, B, B, A, B, B, A, B, B. And we filled in circle, rectangle, rectangle. I did maroon, blue, blue, maroon, blue, blue, maroon, blue, blue. Numbers that come next: 6, 7, 11, 12, 18, 19. There were 6 pennies to begin with. Now there are 7 because I drew 1 more. Abraham Lincoln looks so silly in my picture. Okay, so now if you wish to challenge yourself, move on to the back. Try doing some of the work here on the back. And remember, this is a pattern, so you want to find out the next 2 numbers in that pattern. Okay, hope you've enjoyed.